Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Dave coming to you from the fire pit here in Southern Maryland. It's about 4:45 on, Tuesday afternoon. Maryland, the weather is off her meds. It's 60 degrees out, which is pretty crazy for Maryland in the middle of December. Anyway, it's beautiful out though. Sky is mostly clear. Might have a touch of sunset. We'll see. We'll know in the next 30 minutes. You can see the fire. I just lit it. So while we wait for the fire, I'll got a little dog show for you. There's Sasha. And Ranger and Finn. Hello, Finn. And there's Chance out there just watching everybody. What are you thinking, Chance? Anyway, Echo is... Oh, you can see Echo. You just have to really look. Look, she's way up there on the stairs. Anyway, these two love to play. This is Finn and Sasha. Those are the two pups. Anyway, so there's your 5 dog review for the evening. See it coming down. So I thought I'd show you, I went back to my Partagas Black again today. Partagas Black, 6x60. It's a nice big cigar. Flat cut it like normal. I find it drafts best when I do the flat cut. Of course, it's not going to focus. But so Partagas Black, 6x60, great stick, bold, spicy, in your face. All right, now we're cooking. The fire's coming up nice. My Partagas Black is lit perfectly. Man, these things are good. So bold, so spicy, in your face. If you get one of these, be careful on the retrohale. It burns you quick if you're not really gentle on it. Man, what is this guy going to talk about tonight? I know you're all like, oh man, in your crouched fetal position going, what is this guy going to do tonight? The good thing is, even I don't know. I don't have an agenda for these fireside chats, so. Unlike when I do a video from the paddock or from the office up in the Wyoming house, I normally have a topic I want to talk about, and I have a little bit of a set of notes I want to go through. But when I'm out here, I generally don't bring any notes with me. So it's just a free-for-all. It's a stream of consciousness, as they call it. Kind of hard to explain how weird it is to sit out here in just a sweatshirt and not even chilly. I mean, the fire is starting to kick off some heat. That's nice. But gosh, it's crazy nice out. I was locked up in the paddock all day long. We had the door open so the dogs could look out. They love that, the Germans. But I was buried, and man, I was getting things done. I was motivated and moving out. So I was reconciling bank accounts and entering expenses and running my investments. And so I've got a bank account down in Grand Cayman, which I opened like 5-6 years ago. It's nice. It's a double-sided account. So American US dollars can go in and Cayman dollars can come out, so I can pay people locally from the account, and it works really good. And then the people who lease my house pay directly into that account, so it's nice. It's I can have a US presence, but it looks local to all the locals down there, so that's great. But it's with Royal Bank of Canada, RBC Caribbean, or RBC Cayman, depending on who I'm talking to. They have not had online banking available to offshore people until recently, and we got it done today, man. It felt so good. I had the call with their IT department, got set up. They've got to give you your username. They've got to give you your password. They've got to give you a 4-digit two-factor identification they have to give it to you, then you have to use it, and then you can change it. But we got it all done, man, and boy, does that feel good. That was the only bank account where I felt like it was the 1980s. You know, they were mailing me statements once a quarter kind of thing, and they weren't very good at it, so felt really weird. But anyway, it's done. Feels good to be done. Part of my great day today. While we're on the subjects of Grand Cayman bank accounts, I know it's like they say it's the playground of the wealthy, or it's where all the rich people hide their money and all that. And I got to tell you, I have never worked harder to open a bank account than I did for that bank account. The amount of IDs, the amount of notarizations that I had to go through to open the account is crazy. I mean, I don't know if they're tired of the reputation of a place to hide money or what, but it is not what the movies say it is, that's for sure. It's a great place to live because there's no taxes, essentially. Very few. I mean, there's a lot of taxes on tourists, but if you own a place down there, it's really good. Income tax is pretty good. Capital gains is pretty much zero. But the really good thing is when you own property. If you buy a piece of property on Grand Cayman, or on any of the 3 islands, the Cayman Islands is 3 islands, but Grand Cayman is the big one. And if you buy a piece of property in Cayman, on the Cayman Islands, you pay a 6.5%, what they call a stamp tax. I imagine that comes from little old England or something. But upon purchase, you pay 6.5% stamp tax. And then you never pay $1 of tax again, ever. There's no property tax, so I've owned it now 5 years without paying another $1 in tax. And when I sell it, there's no tax. Only the buyer pays it. So how crazy is that? So, hey, there's your little Cayman update for the day. And in case you guys are geography bugs, the other 2 islands are called Little Cayman and Cayman Brac, B-R-A-C. And people live on both islands. Cayman Brac is tiny. I actually know a couple people that own property out there. Man, there is nothing there. You are truly on your own. If you were a remote tropical paradise, Cayman Brac's where you go. Anyway, Grand Cayman is the most westernized of the Caribbean islands. It's had by far the most developed infrastructure for retail, for commercial, for banking, for business. It's essentially a Western country in the middle of the Caribbean. So it's just south of Cuba for you geography bugs. In fact, you overfly Cuba. When you fly from the East Coast, you fly right over Cuba to get to Grand Cayman. See, I didn't even know it was going to be a Cayman night. So all this talk about banks and Caymans got me in a banking mood, an investment mood. So let's talk crypto for a minute. I started to get serious about layering into my XRP position. I probably own about 40,000 XRP at this point. And the account's already up 10%. Now, I could easily come back here in a month and tell you it'll be a tale of tears and it'll be down 50%. But so far, it's doing exactly what I hoped it would do. I've layered into my first layer of XLM and Flare as well, but not nearly as where I am with XRP. It's probably 10% Flare, 10% XLM, and 80% XRP. That might be the ratio I stay with. We'll see. I'll probably be layering in some more tomorrow. Probably layer in pretty heavily this week, and then I'll take a break and watch it for a couple of weeks. So a lot of you have said, hey, I don't understand that crypto crap. It's all shit. It's all crap. It's all worthless. It's, I mean, whether you understand it or not is not my point. My point is, I promise you, it is not all crap. There's crap in crypto, that's for sure. But that's the same as there's crap real estate, but that doesn't make real estate all crap. There's crap stocks, crap equities, bad bonds. There's junk bonds and muni bonds and corporate bonds that are junk or crap. But that does not make all the bond market crap. And it's very similar. Like there's crap metals to own and unbelievably good metals to own, but that does not make the metals market all bad. And it's the same thing. Crypto is just another asset class at this point. It's literally on par with stocks, bonds, precious metals, real estate. Then there's gonna be a lot of people who lose money because they speculate on crap. You know, I mean, everyone likes to make fun of like fart coin and Dodge coin, and there's a Haktua coin. I mean, maybe people know more about where those are going, but I mean, I know a lot of people have lost money on stupid shit like that. But I'm telling you, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, these guys, I think there's real wealth to be made in this market. And a year from now, I might be crying in my beer, but I'm thinking 2025, from now through the end of 2025, might be a Wild West, once in a lifetime moment. So that's why I'm pouring money from my gold profits into my crypto side of life right now. God, listen to me. You think I'd make money like I'm on commission or something? I promise you I'm not. But anyway, I just, a lot of you said I don't understand that crypto crap. And it's sort of like saying, well, I don't understand real estate, or I don't understand precious metals, or I don't understand stocks, or I don't understand bonds. I mean, it's at that same level. You know, I think it's valued at, the asset class is valued at close to $3 trillion now. And there's a real chance it could supplant gold as a market cap. I think gold's something like 10 trillion right now. That's what the gold is worth on the planet. And there's a real chance that crypto could flip gold. Some think Bitcoin alone will flip it. I mean, I don't know what kind of time frame you're talking about, but 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, I just don't know. But it's real. I promise you it's real. And I also promise you there's a lot of crap inside of the world we call crypto, but there's a lot of good too. So the key with any investment strategy is not to put money into any investment that you need next month to pay the house payment, or to make the credit card payment, or to make your kids' tuition payment. You can't put money in that you're going to be under pressure to get back out, because that's when God gets involved and destroys the asset you bought, and now you're selling it at 50% of what it was because you got to have the money. When you invest money, it really should be considered long term. I mean, the shortest I'm looking at for my crypto is 6 months, maybe a year. And if it needs longer than that, then so be it. I have a plan for that money once crypto explodes and I'm moving the profits away. I'll probably leave some in crypto and I'll move it on to other things. But nothing's time oriented right now. I can wait. It's interesting. I see it in the screen, and as you guys watch this video, you can see the light fade, right? It was pretty much almost daylight when I started this, and here we are. It's been about 30-40 minutes, and now you can see it's what we call blue dark. You can still see blue up in the sky, but the stars are out. Sun is down. We're not going to get a sunset tonight, I can tell. In another 15 minutes, it'll be dark, black dark out here. Anyway, like I've told you, this is my favorite time of day to be out here. Get out here and get this fire lit while it's daylight, and talk to you while the light fades all the way to black. It's God, it's just a great time to be outside. It's not raining on me. It's not aggressively misting on me, and it's not threatening to rain on me. You can actually see the stars tonight, so I won't have to sit here in the mist or run to the front porch because it started raining on me. So this is the third week. I've been pretty excited. I've been pretty exercised this is the third week in a row. I am excited by action. I love when I can take action. Converting my gold profits into cash and getting that cash into my investment accounts, and getting my investments account starting to layer into what I believe is the next source of my profits. That's action, and I love taking action. I'm not good at waiting. I'm not very patient. I love when I can chase the ball, or I love when I have the ball and I can make the game happen. I absolutely love that. Yeah, I love reconciling credit card statements. I love reconciling bank statements. I love making sure that all my accounts are in great condition. I love that the credit cards are always paid off. I like knowing what's being charged on those cards, and we have no fraud in the house. Um, it just motivates me. It excites me. In the paddock, I've run out of corncob pipe and a button nose. I've finished that tin. I got 8 or 9 other tins, but I've given a few away. But I got plenty of it there. But I don't want to open another tin. And then I finished my Kringle flake. I got plenty of tins in the cellar, but I don't want to open another one. And so now I'm working on the third tin and the last tin, which is Golden Days of Yore, which I don't consider a holiday blend. But I got to say, after smoking it for 2 days, it's a pretty damn good blend. I really do enjoy it. And the two big jars you guys have seen, Santa's Sack and Boswell's cookie, Christmas cookie. I throw a bowl in now and then, but I'm going to smoke Golden Days of Yore until the tin is gone, and then I'll switch to those other two. This is a more strategic thing in both of my cellars. I'm trying to reduce the amount of things I have open. You know, the big jars don't count. I mean, those are cellared jars, and I don't mind smoking out of the cellared jars. But I have a lot of open tins, open samples, bagged samples, tins that I've opened, I've poured into a small jar. I probably have 100 of those between the two cellars. So I'm trying to smoke those away. And I've received 2 sets of really nice samples. I'll do videos. I might do it tomorrow. We'll see. I just have been busy. But I owe 2 thank you videos out there because 2 people have sent me really nice sets of like a sample pack that they created, that they made. And it's pretty humbling. You guys, I mean, you've seen my cellar, you've seen my life, and for you to still want to send me stuff is kind of blows me away. So thank you for that. So yesterday we were talking about, was the moonshot faked or not, and I got a lot of feedback on it, which really surprised me. And a couple of you said, well, I really disagree with you. It's completely faked. And I got to be honest with you, I really don't care. You know, I answered the question, but I don't really care. I don't really care if you agree with me or disagree with me, but on the bigger scale, I don't really care if we faked the moon landings. I mean, I believe we did it, but I don't really care. It's except for answering you guys, it doesn't burn up a single brain cell in my head, and hasn't for decades. Every now and then I watch a video or read something, but that's a great example of something that just doesn't matter. It does not matter in our lives. We can debate it and we can talk about it, but it's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. There are so many other better high quality uses for our time and our brain cells than worrying about shit like that. One of you guys made a joke about, hey, well, can you talk about whether you're a flat earther or not? You know, he was joking, but it was pretty funny. That's another thing. You know, I don't know how you think you're a flat earth, but if you do, that's fine. I really don't care. There's just too many things like that we get buried in. People love to go down those rat holes and get stuck for hours, days, and that takes away from your quiet time to talk to God and your quiet time to listen to what He has to say back. It takes away from your cigar time. It takes away from your pipe time. So I love answering questions, and I'll go anywhere you want to go. But my thoughts are that some of these things, it just doesn't matter. You don't want to burn up too much of your time on it. The other thing is really hard to come up with titles for these things. You know, I'm worried that I keep using like the same thumbnail because I keep taking, they're all different. I haven't used the same one twice, but I figure they all look alike because I take a picture of the stupid fire. That's why I throw the full moon in, I throw the dogs in, and I try different things. But coming up with a title is hard, especially for these grab bags where I'm all over the map, answering questions and having stream of consciousness, and then, trying to talk about the next CEO subject. It's really hard to put up a little like 3-4 word title. God, if you guys that watch these things, if you have a better idea for how I can do it, I'd love to hear it. The hardest ones are the grab bags, where like tonight, where we talk about 5, 6, 7 things. What do you put up as the title to make people have any interest in listening to you? Grab bag Tuesday night only goes so far. Tuesday fireside chat only goes so far, and I don't mind doing that because you've seen me do that a lot. But every now and then I like to put a title up that actually goes, hey, I think I'll click into that and listen to it. Not clickbait. I'm pretty much vehemently opposed to me using clickbait. So it's pretty crazy is we got the holidays in between, but we are a month from going back to Wyoming. We've been home a month. And a month from today, a month from tomorrow, I head back to Wyoming. I'm going to leave on the 17th or 18th. And my guys from the CEO school want to jam in one more session. So we're going to have an actual CEO session real early in January. My son flies home, I think, on the 2nd or 3rd. My daughter flies back to school on the 13th, I think, and then I leave on the 17th or 18th. I'll drive. It's better for me to leave either way, by the way, but leave here on a Saturday morning and drive through all that West Virginia, especially Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, St. Louis without the traffic. Because I always seem to hit, no matter what time I leave during the day, I always seem to hit traffic either in the morning or in the evening when I go through all these cities. So I go on a Saturday, I drive through it all, and I hit Denver in 24 hours, see my boy, and then get to Wyoming the next morning. So anyway, that's my plans. I think I'm gonna leave on the Saturday morning, the 18th, Saturday and Sunday, and then we have an inauguration party on Monday. So I'd like to be out there for that. Can't wait to do a shout out to Jim, CJ's Garage, man. He put out a video today, so he's gonna be debt free by June. That's 6 months. That's nothing in this league. So congratulations, Jim. Debt free by June, man. That's that's a yoke of slavery off your neck, man. I know you said you lived that way before, and then you got emotional and got yourself in a big hole. So, one, it's good to have self-introspection like that. We all need it. Hey, I did this to myself. Pure emotion, stupid decision. Don't want to do it again. Paid the price for 3 or 4 years. But it's all over come June. That's pretty exciting. And kudos to you for getting 3 jobs a month. Gunsmithing. I hope your shop blows up. I hope you can get 2 or 3 a day pretty soon. Really make. My hope for you is you make more money gunsmithing than you get from the government, because that would be the next step in financial freedom. In fact, let's stick with Jim for a minute for our CEO who talked tonight. Not picking on Jim in any way, but Jim, if I was your CEO coach, this is what I'd be telling you to do. If you're doing 3 gunsmith jobs a month, you're making on average X dollars per job. I'm going to use $50. Every time you take on a gunsmith job, you make $50. So now you know what your revenue stream is. You're making $150 a month on gunsmithing. And you said you have a number of things you need to buy to get your gunsmith shop built out, even if it's in the garage, mom's garage. What are they? I don't need to know it. You don't certainly have to say it. But do you need to buy 2 things or 10 things to build that out? And in what priority order do you need to purchase those things? The first thing you got to buy is a good gun sight press. I made that up. They're $200. I got to sell 4 jobs, and then I'm buying, my next 4 jobs, and then I'm buying my gun sight press, or a sandblaster or a greaser or whatever it is. But The thing you can be doing now while things get debt, while you get out of debt, you can be pre-planning these things. You can say, look, I have 10 things I need to buy, and they are in this order, rank order, not in priority or in rank order. This is the first thing I need, the second thing I need, the third thing I need, all the way to the end of the list with prices next to each and how many jobs it's going to take you to buy each one. And you've got a roll forward plan, and that is powerful. Another example of people who like to make pipes and say, hey, I want to supplant my income with my pipe by selling pipes, or I want to add real income to my family's budget by selling pipes. Well, I mean, it's a relatively simple thing to do, to plan. How much money do you make per pipe? How much more money do you need to add to your family budget? It's some simple multiplication. What I find a lot of pipe guys that I talk to do is they say, well, I want to make this amount of money and I make $100 a pipe, but you got to crank out 25 a week then. And then they say, well, holy shit, that sounds more like a job than fun. And that's what most hobbies, to turn them into revenue, you're turning your hobby into a job. And so a lot of people back away from it at that point. I've had 2 or 3 pipe makers approach me. We put detailed plans together, and then I kind of get the response of, hey, I'm not really interested in wrecking my life like that. I don't want to go out into my pipe factory 3-4 hours a day, 7 days a week to meet my goal. And that's a great thing to know. That's the part of the gap closing, is starting to figure that kind of detail out, rather than just talking about it month after month, year after year, and we're getting frustrated with why it's not working. Put actual pen to paper, put actual plans in place, put actual sales, actual revenue, by month, and see if it's something you're even willing to do. Here we are, dark, black, dark out. Stars aren't as out as I'd hope they would be. But I love this. I love firelight only. Man, when you're sitting here with friends, like when Anne-Marie comes out and this is the only light, it's fantastic. I got lights up on the house over here that I've shown you that a couple videos ago, but just sitting here and the only light is the fire. Oof, I absolutely love this. So I watched Scott's Hoosier Marshals video about the school shooting, and he said, hey guys, we got to get ready to fight the onslaught of the Second Amendment. And I don't know what he means by that, but what I mean by it is, it means if you are thinking about buying a weapon, you should go buy the weapon. If you are low on ammo, you should go get your ammo. I don't know if the new administration is going to, take up the fight against the Second Amendment. I doubt it. But if you're concerned about it, if you listen to like Scott's video and you go, yeah, we have to get ready for an onslaught of the Second Amendment, and you think it's real, you better go buy that weapon today. You better get on it in the next few weeks. And if some of the shit that's going down, they say is going down, I think ammo is going to get bought up by the government. Not to keep it from you, but I mean, that's part of it. But to get our military rebuilt. Either way, whether it's nefarious or has a real purpose, it still means ammo is going to become scarce and ammo is going to become expensive. I don't think it'll ever be cheaper than it is today. I don't think it'll ever be easier to buy a weapon than it is today. I don't think it'll be easier or cheaper to buy that weapon, and I don't think it'll be easier or cheaper to buy ammo than it is today. So if you're truly concerned about such things, this is what I say, listen globally, but prepare locally, all right? You can listen to these global things like what Scott brought up, but there is shit you can do for it, except get ready locally. Get yourself and your family ready. That means literally get you ready. If you don't have a carry permit, get one. It'll never be easier than it is right now. And become comfortable with a weapon on you. I personally need no more weapons here or in Wyoming, and I need no more ammo here or in Wyoming. I'm done. If I buy a weapon, it's because it's something I've been looking for, or it's super cool, or it's going to eventually become impossible. Unobtainium, as I call the tobacco. Um, I'm kind of done with that. That's all in the past. Um, and I know a lot of people say, hey, well, Dave lives in fear. I do not live in fear. I live in preparedness. I'm probably the least scared person there is. Am I concerned what the future could bring? Absolutely. Am I ready for it? Yeah, largely I am. There is growing body of evidence that all these drones are actually looking for something, and they're trying to do it in such a fashion they're not going to scare the shit out of the general public. They don't want institutional panic. But there's more and more evidence right now that they're using more and more drones. They're actually looking for something. Even if it fails, any sort of dirty bomb event would change the way America operates on a daily basis. Maybe not forever, but for months, potentially a year or two. And if you're behind the 8 ball on being ready for that, you are going to get hurt. That's when people say David lives in fear, they're correct if that sentence you consider fear. Fear means something that you're not taking action on. To me, I'm fearful of things I can't control. I'm fearful of things I'm not ready to address. That list is almost zero in my life, but I don't consider it living in fear. To look forward and look at what possibly could go wrong out in front of you and be ready for that to go wrong. I don't think that's fear. I understand why people do, but I don't. Yeah, we're one bad event. And now, I mean, there's estimates there's at least 1,000 terrorist cells that have come through the southern border. These 2 to 20 man teams that are fully trained on how to wreak maximum, produce maximum chaos in their local area. All we need is 1 or 2 of those, and life's going to change. We get a dirty bomb event, that life's going to change. So I'm not saying it's going to. I'm saying it's more probable now than ever. Those are the thoughts I have sometimes. Anyway, Scott's video brought all that up to me. So, Scott, thank you for the video, dude. I actually pray that a drone flies over my property. But I think I live too far out. I certainly live too far out in Wyoming, but even out here, I don't think anybody's flying a drone over my house. But God, I wish they would, because I'd have a lot of answers for you. I'd have that thing on the ground and I'd be showing it to you. Now, I might get arrested for it, but it sure would be a good video, wouldn't it? And if for some reason you think my talk is crazy, I don't know if you watch. If you haven't seen this, you should look it up. The head of NATO yesterday announced that he believes all NATO member nations should immediately move towards a war footing. And then he goes further and says, what does he mean by that? He meant that all NATO member nations should convert all government spending, and he means 100% of tax revenue should go towards war preparation. He said Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all those payments should stop. We should move everything, farmer subsidies, UBI, everything should move and move towards war-only spending. That is crazy talk. I'm assuming someone walked him out on a plank, and that no one is actually considering doing that. But I just want to give you an example. If you think I'm nuts, listen to this guy. And this guy's the head of NATO. He's not some donkey sitting next to a fire. Wow, I'm getting dark. I guess the fire's going down. So, guys, I know I'm a weirdo. I get it, man. My wife pulls that line from Forrest Gump all the time. Your boy's different. I get it. I talk different. I think different. I plan different. I act different. I get it, man. I'm a weirdo. But I'm not going to change. I kind of like who I am. I like the life I've built. But I get it. I'm really different, and I talk really different, and I say things that a lot of people wouldn't say. So I just want to acknowledge that. All right, guys, this thing's gone on too long. It's already like 35 minutes. I just pulled the phone down and was summed all the pieces, so it's long. So I'm going to kill it. As usual, I love making this video. I love being with you guys for these 30 minutes. What's funny, it's it's an hour and a half here in front of the fire, and it's about 30 minutes on the video. I mean, I love almost every hour of my life, but this hour and a half is one of my favorites. So with that, guys, let's end this thing. Let's do this right. Let's say, may God bless you. May God bless your life. May he bless those around you in your life. May he turn his ear to your prayer. May he make his face shine upon you. And to be honest, may he bless your life as well as he has blessed mine over the years. Guys, I hope you're having a great week. Hope you had a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Wednesday. Good night, everybody.